Well, we're back again.
Yeah, back on the moors. Currently at Willworthy. We come via Merry Tavy. I don't know what the road's called, but we're a lot further down what we were last time, south. What's the name of the place we're going? Cranmere Pool?
Cranmere Pool.
Trev pointed out that Cranmere Pool is possibly the furthest point in the UK or the southwest away from any road. So that's where we're headed. We're going to get there and celebrate.
Moby's coming again.
Love it, didn't you, mate?
So it's probably about 2 weeks ago that we were last up on the moors. I think it is, isn't it? 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks, yeah. We was going to do it in a month, but we couldn't wait. Get back up. The weather's nice. It's actually the same weekend as 10 tours, so a lot of action on the moors today. A lot of people around. So it's going to be good fun. Let's get on and do it. But it's a lot windier today than it was the other day. I made a little bit of a makeshift wind shield for the camera. Cut up an old microphone as its cover and crudely sellotaped it to the camera. So it seems to be working a bit. We're on our way now onto the moor.
Let's see what this concrete is.
Oh, it's the river. This is the stream we're following for quite a way until we can get off and cut across to Cranmere Pool. So they've found this route on, so here must be you. This is where we cross, isn't it, Moby? Show me. Dave's bought his camera as well today.
Cool, right, so we've parked here at Lane's End. We've navigated along this track, we followed the farm wall, we've got onto this what looks like some sort of mining leat, followed it around until it met the river here, and then we're sort of at the Tavy Cleave sort of turn kink in the river, and now we're going to sort of navigate off this side of the map sort of round to the next kink. So I think best thing to do really is take a precautionary bearing just to make sure we sort of know really where we are in relation to what's around us. So we take our compass out and we want to follow that line. Yeah, so you draw the line with the side of the compass, then you orientate the lines on the back of the bezel to the north-south lines of the map. Yeah?
Yeah.
And then it's grid to mag, so we add 1 mil. And then when we hold the compass up, find magnetic north, tells us which direction we should be walking. So where we're going, if you see, the line on the map takes us around this right and then back on the left to over here. That there is the slight right, and then it follows the valley up to the left. So where we want to go with the compass, it looks like it's pointing us straight at a hill, which has nothing to do with the river. But when you transfer that to where the lay of the land, it's actually guiding us that we're going off around that left-hand corner on the river there. Right, and that's where we're going to go. Obviously it's fairly basic navigation down here because we've got a river to follow, but as we progress and sort of go off track a bit later on, it'll get a bit more in depth and it'll be a bit more important. Booty.
Booty. And that's where we've come from. Proper, isn't it?
Grammar, isn't it?
Yeah.
Video day. I was gonna go this way, it's the way on.
No. Well, the other week we had the sort of mountainous views. We was up on the peaks and looking across, and it's like lovely clear views. But I mean, look at this. This is something else now. Real picturesque. We're walking right down in the crags. It's all real rocky. This river, just every time you walk around a corner, it opens up into something else. It's amazing.
I think we're still coming down the Tavy Cleave Valley, because somewhere...
No, there's a T-junction in the river.
And we haven't come to the T-junction yet.
No, and we want to keep on till that, do we? Or
we want to follow the T-junction round, and then we go over the page again to Cranmere Pool. Our objective now is when we get to the T-junction is we got to continue to the right, not take the left fork, follow this valley down, then we'll pass another right hand junction where we stick left, and we follow Black Ridge Brook almost right the way to Cranmere Pool.
it's a lot different terrain today than it was last week. It's not so much a clear-cut path. A lot of climbing over these sort of stones like this. As you can see, Nath's off. And it's not so easy without the tours all around you to sort of navigate where you're going and where you've been. I know last time we could see all the tours. Oh yeah, with that's yes tour there and that's Sorton. So if you got lost, you could just head to them and you find your way. But here, can't even see on the map where we are. Looking for landmarks. It all looks pretty much the same down in these valleys. Well, I'd say that is the T, wouldn't you, Nath?
Yeah, so we followed the river as planned until we met the T-junction. It was a little bit further ahead than we were anticipating due to the lack of sort of obvious geographical features. We did stop several times and check the map to make sure we were en route. But this is the left hand and right hand fork that we were talking about earlier, and we're going to follow it to the right. And as we were approaching, what we did notice was on top of the hill there was a range hut that would coincide with the boundary of the danger zone. This is the fork here where we are, so we're just north of this part of the river before the T-junction, and the range hut looked to be up on the side of this hill. I'd take that as fairly solid evidence that we are exactly where we think we are. So we're going to follow to the right now, try and get over on the left hand side of the river again, and then follow it right up to Black Ridge Brook. And then when we get up here, we're going to sort of take a bearing and sort of march on straight to Cranmere Pool.
Well, we've come fair way. We've got about a kilometre till we stop for lunch, but we just stopped to have a look at the map, have a drink of water, and the non-specific nut bars. We found the pool, the island, on the map, but it's a bit breezy here, so we're going to keep going until we find somewhere nice to stop out of the wind. After the sparkle that was Nath trying to brew us a tea last week. He's been out and bought a new stove, which I'm sure he's itching to show off, to test. And he's bought me a boiling bag meal, an all-day breakfast.
It looks like it's drier over the other side. What do you reckon?
Over there?
Yeah, up higher. Looks like we're just walking into a load of
It does, just get rid of. It's been great migration. Arcot Woodhouse has found you. Little spot here for having our din-dins, isn't it, Nath? Oh, I tell you what, I am knackered, more so than last week. But I have smoked like a train this week, and I've got a bit of a cough cold this morning. Woke up with a chesty cough, which is perfect for coming and doing hiking. But we're struggling on. Now it's just time to go and have some food, and we'll have a look at the map and see if how far we've come, how far we got to go. There's Nath getting in his bag. Old Raymere's here. Nath, I know you've been itching to show us what you've got today.
Yeah, so on one of the previous episodes you might have seen me get a small gas burner out that was shit, basically, and we wanted a nice hot cup of coffee, and we couldn't have one because it wouldn't light because there was a mild breeze, which, I mean, I'm, you know, no engineer or designer of any product, but I'd say that a camping stove that won't light in a mild breeze would be a quite the design flaw, you know. So anyway, went to a small shop in Tavistock yesterday called Country Kit, spelt with a K, country with a K, and got some great advice down there, and bought this product which is called the MSR reactor. It is quite expensive for a camping stove, but it ticks all the boxes. So inside, solid plastic lid. I've seen like quite a few videos explaining what these are, so I'm not going to go into too much detail, but the short and tall of it is it's economical with the fuel, regulated, and you can pretty much use it anywhere. Right, it says to light above the logo and to only use their own cookware, so let's see how that works out. Apparently that top piece is meant to glow red. Fuck me, that's
there
hot.
he goes.
Now, you can see why they call it the reactor. Fucking incredible. Right, let's get some water on the boil, yo. It's meant to be like really quick to boil water, so that just sits on there like so. So if we put the lid on, that should come to the boil really quickly.
It's cooking in, he's got his boil in the bag in there, haven't you, Nath?
Yeah, so it takes about 3 minutes in boiling water to heat them right through. The reason I go for boiling the bags is because when I was 16 I was stupid enough to try joining the army, and I spent probably about 18 months or something like that in there, and it was, yeah, I enjoyed it. There are elements of it I didn't enjoy, but I ain't going to go into that now. But the thing that it did teach me is that I loved being out in the outdoors. I loved the idea of having all your kit on your back and being able to go and sleep wherever. Unfortunately in this country we are limited to places where we can free camp, but fortunately Dartmoor is one of them, and we live right next door to it, really. So ever since then, at the age of like 18 when I left or whatever, I've had a keen interest in this sort of thing, and I've always had boiling the bags because that's just what I was taught. So, you know, some people might say that's not very adventurous, but I find them clean, tidy and convenient. So Trev's just having a go with his fork for the first time.
Knife, fork, spoon.
Knife, fork, spoon. And
one word.
this is his first boil in the bag. What do we reckon to it?
Yeah, it's nice. Bit beansy.
You got an admirer there that seems quite interested in what you're eating.
Yeah, I bet he does. Bucker. We're just looking at the map. looking at the time, we've been walking for about 3 hours. So if we was to turn around now, we'd be getting back to the car about 5 o'clock. We don't want to be going back in the dark over that terrain we just walked. It was a later start than we anticipated, so we're not 100% sure we're going to get to where we're going. We've still got a fair old trek. Nate's just having a look now.
Looking on the map, it might have been an overestimation of our ability to hike that far in a day.
Yeah, I mean, if it's the furthest place from any road, it's never going to be a skip in the park, is it?
It's never going to be an easy.
But we did say this morning we had a feeling that we'd have to watch where we were and what we were doing. So we've decided we're going to have a little wander now. There, turn around. Fur tour is going to be our little jaunt today. Still a fair way, what's it, about a kilometre you say?
Day dinner.
Dog's had it. Still enjoyed yourself, Nath, to get here?
Yep, always.
We're back on the move. Furthest, Nath.
Yep, that's heading the fur tour.
You only have to walk a couple hundred feet. The scenery changes every time. And we were saying how now, you can't even see the river where we were. You could see how someone could get lost on here pretty easily if they didn't have a knife with them. This is hard work. It's been hard graft getting up here. It doesn't look much. Or does it? I don't know. But feels it. I think we come from over there, didn't we? Or was it? I can't get my bearings. We'll have a look at the map in a minute. Try and get some sort of an idea. There's Nathan. I'm working my way to him. I just stopped to take some photos. That's all. Still not at the top yet, are we, Nath? Well, that up ahead is the summit of this tour. Oh, that was a hard climb. I had a stitch from me boil in the bag all day breakfast. Which didn't help matters. But we're up here. Just got to get up these stones now. With this weight on our backs. Carrying a lot more than I carried last week as well. I'm not making excuses, I'm just telling you. Bit of scrambling to get up there. So we're up at the top of Fur Tour. And I'll tell you what, it's fucking windy, but that's just the way horn.
Just found the way horn.
I found the way horn over there.
There's the way horn.
There's a horn. So we done a bit of scrambling to get up here, didn't we, Nath?
Yeah.
A bit of rock scrambling.
It makes you think that maybe you shouldn't be doing something or taking those risks when you're in such a remote place. I mean, we were aiming to get to the furthest point away from any road in England. So, I mean, that's how remote our spot is at the moment. I mean, we haven't, unlike last week, or not last week, the last time we went, we haven't seen hardly hide nor hair of another human, have we?
No.
You know, it really feels dramatically more remote in comparison to last time, doesn't it?
Yeah, and there we are, scrambling up tours. in gale force winds.
With cameras and bags on, as inexperienced climbers.
Good fun though, it's all in the name of fun.
I'm pretty sure, if you look at those rocks going down that valley that way, I'm pretty sure that's the one we came up. I could be wrong though.
Well, I think the wind's picking up.
Yeah, should we...
I think we make a move down.
Yeah, we'll get our way out of here.
Well, we're having a play around with our lenses at the moment. Got our telephotos on, must be.
Ominous.
And yeah, you can get quite a good zoom in on the different tours. Hi Nath.
Alright. I've
Bit of orienteering.
orientation. A brief orientation, so everyone knows where they're going. I've still got my hood on because I'm worried about my bold bonds burning in the sun. But we're orientating the map to north. Right, as you can see, I've already pretty much done that. We're here at Fair Tor, and that's where the car is parked, at the big P over there. So what we need to do is draw a line as best we can between the two. Yeah?
Yeah.
So the Meads is right between, yeah?
Yeah.
On our route. Orientate the bezel of the compass to north. So we're going from grid to magnetic bearing. So it's grid to mag add, so we add a mil. And then when we hold the compass up and orientate it, the car should be over there, in that direction. And I think if you look almost in the furthest distance, Brentor, yeah.
Brentor, yeah.
But
here somewhere.
I think if we sort of start marching down here in the direction of Brentor, we're going to be heading in the right direction. So that's going to cut off all of the navigation around this valley, following the river, and we're just going to straight line it back. Which should get us back in a reasonable time.
Yep.
Fuck me, boy, you got some pussy willows in there, haven't you?
Me old ears? Yeah, I know. Because they grow there to drown out my missus.
Is that what it is? Is that evolution?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
The evolution.
Always evolving. I'm always evolving. Well, we're following a bearing. He went over there. Now we sort of can't see the landmarks anymore that we were looking for, Brentor. So we've but before we lost sight of it, we found our bearing 260 degrees, following that on the compass. Pretty bleak out here today. This is a different side of the Dartmoor. Well, it's not, it's the same side, but I did look up on how Dartmoor had been formed.
Right.
I can't really remember.
Thanks for bringing that up.
I told you I'm like a tarpaulin when it comes to information.
Just like
learning. Just hits me and runs straight off. Whereas Nath here, he's like a sponge. So where we were, you can't even see the point we stood up at, can you?
I'm fairly certain now that if we follow that valley down, we're headed back where we came from. So what we're going to do to make a short route back, so we're going to cross directly over this hill, which is going to cut out a lot of the additional mileage. It's harder walking, but we'll get there in less time. You know, it's training. That's why we're here, and we're training for Ben Nevis.
We'll get to Nevis yet.
Yeah, maybe. Even if we can't make Cranmere Pool.
Well, it's just the hours in the day, Nath.
It is, yeah, it is the hours in the day.
It's not for lack of trying, we just couldn't get an early start. I mean, that's what we needed to do, is get a real early start next time. And
But at the end of the day, we've got up, we've knocked another tour off, for a tour, which felt big. It felt harder than what we'd done last week, didn't it?
Yeah, it felt,
you know.
Yeah.
I think because we covered so many miles beforehand, and we're carrying more weight, it just
felt like a steep incline, didn't it? It just didn't feel...
Did. And then every time you think you're at the peak, and then, oh no.
Yeah, it was demoralising, wasn't it? Yeah, you just kept getting up there and then you could go over another crest and then there's another rise behind it. It's fuck, oh, it was a nightmare, wasn't it? And it's been warmer as well, more direct sunshine as well, so I guess that has an effect on the fatigue as well.
We're doing alright though.
Yeah,
Keep moving, don't us?
I'll still get home, yeah, winner. Still no sign of any of the cast of Lord of the Rings though.
No. Or any of the 10 tours, the kids who are doing the 10 tours today. Haven't seen any of them about.
Not been doing
since we left.
Near us, obviously.
No. They're like, no, don't go over there, that's too bleak. No one treads in those areas.
Can't send kids that direction. That's just hard.
That's where we were. The top of the Fur Tour. Long way now. It's been a long way. Been a lot of hard work. You can see Brentor over there. So following our bearing has worked. Obviously, that's why map readers do it. But I was saying to Nath, if I'd have been here on my own, without a map, I mean, I would have wanted to go the opposite direction. It's the sort of thing that I would have done about 10 years ago. Oh, I'm just going to pop up Dartmoor on my own. Not that I was interested then, thank God. The Darwin theory. I'm an idiot. That's why I'm glad I come up with Nath. He's teaching me a bit about it. Then one day when I bring the family up, I'll be a bit more experienced. A bit more Bear Grylls. A bit more Ray Mears. A bit more Nath Fullock. And I won't end up getting our family lost in the middle of nowhere. So that is the sheer cliff face that we walked past this morning, right in the valley. And this time we're coming back over past the sheep. We're going to end up back down at the river anyway, aren't we? Can we go across all that? Or?
I reckon we go that way.
Yeah, just keep going over. Well, we ventured overland, over the hills, and we're just coming back up now to where we was this morning. We're actually going to join back onto our old route, even though it looks like a bit of a jaunt here. Look at that. It's like a sheer drop down there. And see that line? That's the little like man-made stream that we're trying to meet up. Now we're back on route, back at the Elite. There's a Jare Tour up behind us there. We passed it this morning. I've got some nice photos of it down there by the river. We could say this is the final furlong, and it's been a hell of a day. You think we'd probably have just been about getting to Cranmere Pool now, so that's what we worked out, and then we'd have to come all that way back, so that would have been 6 hours, so we wouldn't have been getting back to the car till about 11 o'clock at night in the dark. Not ideal, so that's why we called it a day there. But we decided to cut up that tour, fur tour, and have a look up there anyway, so we've achieved something. You would just achieve something just being here, to be honest. I mean, look at this. It's an achievement in itself, just looking at these views. Loving it. Well, within spitting distance, Nathanus.
Yeah, nearly there.
Look down there, we're off the moor, onto the road. This is where we find out your car's not there and we have to walk home.
Yeah. I'd be quite pissed.
Cool. Moby.
Come on.
Made a friend.
We ain't got energy for that.
Well, thanks again, Nath.
No, thank you, mate. If it wasn't for you ringing up in the week and suggesting it, neither of us would be here, you know?
Like I said, I'd have been walking fucking home that way. Don't know where I'd be now.
Yeah, well, mate, you know, I'm remembering stuff as we go along. You know, it's been a long time since I've had to navigate and take bearings, like, you know. Most of the stuff we got in this country is so easy because there's so many landmarks everywhere. You know, but it's, yeah, it's been a good adventure.
Oh, it's been proper. Word to your bad self.
Who'd it?